This needs to be talked about in the community. We're going to talk about single mothers and why men should not really put themselves in them type of predicaments. You know, and while most women are users, that's a topic that really needs to be talked about in the community, and we're going to talk about it. Most women are users because they lack accountability and they've been told yes their whole life and taught that you game a man up and to get him to do whatever you want him to do, you manipulate him. You play on his manhood and his masculinity and say things to put him in situations like, man, if I don't do this, I'm not a man. You know, that is manipulation. That is a form of usury. And not all, most single mothers use that. You know, because they put themselves in situations because they don't know how to read a man, nor a damn Dr. Seuss book. So, men, you have to look at that as like, okay, you can try to shift the mindset into a winning mentality, but for the most part, they don't have a winning mentality because they put themselves in situations that allowed them to lose for the most part mentally. You know what I'm saying? So we could be friends with them. Like, hey, how you doing? Okay, you could tell me about your fucked up week and all the problems you got going on and all the men that's trying to fuck you and that you let fuck on a late night and but you want me to pay the tab on it. Like, man, like forms of manipulation, like the damsel in distress. The Bible tells you stay away from those type of women. They're Jezebels, and they carry that spirit. So, fellas, we have to do what's best for us. And most women are going to are just going to just flat out use you if they see you like is a man of value and you have good character and morals about yourself. They're gonna fucking see you coming and they are gonna fuck you over. But they're gonna end up fucking themselves in the long run. You know, that's what they don't know. But they're gonna use us. They're going to manipulate us, men. So, if you have single mothers as friends, keep them as friends until they show themselves approved and worthy. I'm talking about they have to go through a complete transformation mentally and their expectations of what the fuck you are actually there for. You know? And it's like, we should tell these women up front, look, I don't want to see your kids for a whole year. If we even get to that point, let's just put a year mark on it. If I see them on the pass by, hey, I'm not really trying to interact because you need to know how to interact with me as a male first before we go around any type of people. That's what needs to be done as men. We need to be upfront and tell these women, look, whatever situations you put yourself in, sweetie, have nothing to do with me. Okay? And if you like want better for yourself, you have to start thinking better of yourself. And that's going to change your actions towards other people when you start thinking better about yourself. But most of them don't think good about themselves. That's why they do fucked up shit to men. Because they don't think that they're worth a goddamn. And this is why women use men. Because mentally, they have this fucking disdain actually towards black men because they've been hurt by multiple men when all signs showed you that does he really care about you, or he just having sex with you? And they can't decipher because they have too many different spears on them from all the different men they've laid with in their lifetime. So they can't really pair bond with you, emotionally. This is why they jump from man to man, because they can never find that fucking true peace within themselves because they've given themselves to too many different men. So they're not whole anymore. You can try to piece them back together, but at what cost? Your sanity, your character, your reputation, and your name, and your financial status. At what cost? And this is why this stuff goes on in our community. It's mainly black people. And we just fucking hate each other. The way we deal in relationships. And men, we need to take this shit back and be like, look, we don't need to talk about your children. You don't need to show me any pictures of your kids. We are talking to get to know each other as two fucking human beings. Okay? I'm like, you can tell these women, look, and whenever it gets to a point to when I finally meet your children, I'm not trying to come in and be, oh yeah, you do this. No. Especially if they're older, they kind of already are set in their ways. I mean, you could try to guide them and help them, but telling them what to do as a complete stranger, you're going to get fucked over. So, men, we really need to think about things and the situations we all put ourselves in. If a woman has children, be friends with her. See if you can kind of court her a little bit, but watch out for the signs of manipulation. If they start to say as a man, or you should be doing this as a man, she's trying to manipulate you because men have never done things that she's asking you to do for her. So she's trying to see if you do it so she can manipulate you more. Whenever she should be honest and grown about herself and just deal straight up as a grown woman, just like most of these women claim to be. But they don't. They end up being very childish people mentally by the decisions and the stuff they do, because they think with their emotions and not logically. Because you have to ask these women, how many men are you going to keep bringing around your children and showing unsuccessful relationships to? How many times are you going to keep putting yourself and your children through the same shit? Because you have yet to get yourself together as a human being. And most of these women, they want men to come in and take care of their children, whenever the kids don't really respect the people. You know what I'm saying? And like, men, you really have to think about things like this. If the women we are dealing with, or whomever, have children and you do things for the kids and stuff like that, and the father or fathers don't do things like that, only just like here, only is like financially, no appearances, no bonding, no anything really. You have to look at yourself as a man and be like, if this shit goes south, are you really a wicked man according to the scriptures? Because wicked men don't do shit like that and be consistent and be steady. So you have to look at the other person and be like, okay, I was really laying with the devil and the Lord was trying to teach me a lesson. We have to start looking at stuff from a spiritual perspective, man, and realizing most women are users and manipulators, because that's what they were taught. They were taught the wrong stuff. And it's a generation down the line of just curses and going in circles. And they don't want to break it because it's always worked for them. But nowadays, it's really not working for them anymore. And most of them are struggling out here and they want to put on a facade. But most of these women, especially if they have like more than one kid in this economy nowadays, it's very hard for them unless they got a damn good job. Even the nurses are struggling with children. Like, so men, we have to realize that we are the prize here and really evaluate putting yourselves in situations. I'm not saying don't talk to single mothers. I'm just saying, be like, look, you have children. That's cool. I want to get to know you first, how you operate for at least 6 to 8 months. Then maybe if things work out between us getting to know how to communicate with each other, then maybe I can say hey to your kids and let them know, hey, I am such and such, and what's your name? Okay. Well, look, I know that y'all have fathers and stuff, and and I know other men have probably been around and things like that, and I understand, but I'm not trying to like come around and like fuck anyone over here. Everybody is going to respect each other. We're all going to get to learn and know each other's ways and habits so we can deal and cohabitate the best way possible going forward. Now, if you have any issue with that, let me know up front so I won't mentally traumatize you by coming around and leaving like other people, because people have consciences and I'm not trying to do that to anyone. So just we need to have real conversations with single moms and the kids up front, so we can all avoid all type of stuff and everybody can go back to their lives and be happy like nothing never happened. Take the power back, man. That's all I'm saying.